Okay, we've laid down some basics for boxing. I wanted to back up and then show people how we are deriving things from our Wing Chun for it to be Wing Chun boxing. And my main source of inspiration is coming from my Pinsun Wing Chun background. So I'm going to show some of the San Sik, or the individual sets from Pinsun, how they're done classically, and then how we're doing them as part of Wing Chun boxing and using what they teach. And the very first San Sik I learned is called Choi. So it's when we've opened the stance. In Jut Choi, there's a punch, Hun Sao, Jut Sao, Tan Sao. Punch, Hun Sao, Jut Sao, Tan Sao. Like this. And in the set, normally starts with a punch. So you're starting to teach a beginner the basic punching, and then it ends with a Tan Sao. But you could switch it. It could start with a Tan Sao, turn, and punch. Tan Sao, turn, and punch. Tan Sao, turn, and punch. Another variation is to do all punches. Punch, 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 punch. Or I could do all Tan Saos. Tan Sao, Tan, 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 Tan. So if you show it from the side, it's punch, punch, punch. So you get the sense that this turning motion is what's important. It's the Hun Sao. Now, each of the Pinsun San Sik has a two-man drill associated with it to teach what it's showing. And the basic two-man drill derived from the first set is just a Pak Dao drill that most people know how to do. And then we use that Pak Dao drill throughout the rest of the system. And it starts right here. So one person is learning to do the punch. So Dave would be in his stance, your regular stance, doing the straight punch that you learn right from the Jut Choi set. He's just punching. Boom, boom, boom. Then I'm doing the Pak Sao. That's the basic. And then you notice from the set, it turned and then went. So I start learning to do what we call a touch and go, where I'm going to touch and hit. Touch and hit. Touch and hit. Touch and go. Touch and go. Touch and go. And eventually I just leave out the touch part and it becomes an excluding punch. So he's punching at me and I just punch back. But that's the essential two-man and all the basic classic Pinsun Jut Choi San Sik. So we take that idea, the concepts being taught, and we put it in our boxing structure. We end up doing a set that looks like this. I'm in my boxing stance and I'm going to punch. Here's my Hun Sao, and I punch again. So it's just a simple learning a basic punch, circle, punch. Punch, circle, punch. Punch, circle, punch. Then I'd switch. Punch, circle, punch. Punch, circle, punch. From an angle. Punch, circle, punch. Punch, circle, punch. That's our adaptation of that San Sik. So what we're doing here, several things being taught. The most basic is if Dave is in a boxing guard, right? The whole idea of touch and go, he's got his guard up, and I want to be able to hit him and get past his guard. There's my touch, right? Touch and go. Moving around, bam. I get that guard out of the way, and I go right into the punch. Touch and go, just like in the San Sik. Bam, bam, touch and go. The other one is if he's punching at me, obviously I've done a Pak Sao, right? Well, I don't want to do Pak Sao, pull my hand back and punch again. So touch and go here becomes defensive. He's punching, bam. I just block, go right into the punch, right? Pow, pow, touch and go. And then eventually it becomes that excluding punch. So he's punching at me and I just kind of angle and I punch right back, right? Bam, 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 pop, pop. Okay? Another adaptation is I'm punching at Dave and he blocks me. He does the Pak Sao. So I punch and he Pak Saos, and then I immediately come around and do the touch and go, right? Pop. So he blocks me and I hit. And this is just my insurance to make sure that he's not coming back around. But when I have this kind of reflex, I can use it if he's throwing a jab cross. Or he blocks me and he throws a cross, right? I can just immediately have that reflex and come right back, right? Boom. Boom. The whole idea of using that Hunsao motion. Now, Dave could be doing the touch and go himself. So I punch and he's doing the touch and go. Bang and hit. Right? Bam. So my defense against that is the same thing. I got to catch him before he can punch me. And then I'm off and going, right? So again, I punch, or he's punching, he does the touch and go, boom. And then as he's punching, I've got to come around and defend. So I'm still using that Hunsao motion, right? Hunsao motion. So again, from a boxing standpoint, we just do it simple. Punch, circle, punch. Punch, circle, punch. Punch, circle, punch. Punch, circle, punch. And you see we can derive multiple ways of applying that. And it's right out of that basic Pinsun, Choi, San Sik. That's it. Okay, in Pinsun Wing Chun, every San Sik, every set has an application on the dummy. So in Pinsun, it was always taught on kind of a small group basis, and the dummy was always available. It wasn't like you had a big class with one dummy sitting back in the corner. So everything was integrated, and a beginner started learning to do things on the dummy right from the beginning. So it's very cool that way. You're not waiting until you're 3 years into the curriculum before you ever get to do anything on the dummy. All the San Sik had an application on the dummy, so I kind of wanted to show that. And now, more modern times, I don't think Long Jan did not originally teach the butterfly knives, but it didn't take long for people to realize that each San Sik could be applied with the butterfly knives as well. But on the dummy, the Choi San Sik, just like in the set, it comes out, circles, strikes. So I can't do Tansao, so that just becomes a strike. Boom, boom, hit. Boom, boom, hit. Boom, boom. Just like empty hand, I could switch that around the order. So I could do punch, shoot, punch, punch, shoot. I could start with the Tansao. Hunsao, shoot, punch, tan, shoot, punch, tan, 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 tan. So the order doesn't really matter, just that turning motion from inside to outside, where I've caught the line and then I hit. Whether it's a strike here, it doesn't matter. I'm on the inside, turn to the outside, hit. That's the idea in the set. And then if we kind of make it the boxing version, I'm here, and the idea, if I put my hand out there, I've contacted the dummy arm, then I'm going to hit. Your palm, punch. Right? I'm on the inside. Or I could take it where this is my opponent's guard is up. So I'm doing the touch and go. I'm out here. And I could just practice that. Dummy's padded, so I'm going to hit it pretty hard. If you had a hardwood dummy, you could just wear bag gloves or MMA gloves and get the same effect. Now, we bring these into play with this set. Just like I said before, one of the basic things you're learning is just to punch. It's the same thing with the knives. That becomes just this basic snap cut, right? So the set becomes, I go out, I turn, I select before, boom. Snap cut, Hunsao to Jutsao, and a thrust. Like that. Snap cut, turn, hit. The same idea, if I've done something, my blade gets smacked down by his pole or whatever, and I come right back around and catch the line and thrust. I've struck, I come around to catch the line again, and I thrust. I've struck, I get knocked off. Hood and sow, I catch the line and I thrust. Boom, boom, boom. And that same touch and go idea, I could be squared off and he's got a pole or a weapon extended towards me. And so I'm just a hard wrap on the pole, right to a thrust. Pow, 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 pow. Same thing as touch and go, right? Pow, 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 pow. So that's the Choi with the knives.